Hey guys, so got some more parts in, got the shocks in, so let's get them opened up and have a closer look. All right, so by the way, these are the INJORA 53mm shock upgrades, aluminum, and I got the aluminum bodies and black trim. So let's get them opened up here, see what else we got inside. These should be just a pretty much one for one drop in for the stock shocks, but maybe a little bit better. And you can see they're the springs are very light, and yeah, probably just have a little tiny bit of oil in them, not a whole bunch. So got some stiffer springs and all of our hardware in there, and then even got little instructions here for how to do your shocks. So there you go. All right, how to put oil in your shocks. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, start putting some oil in these and get them mounted up. All right, so following the instructions over there, just gonna fill one up, and there we go. Work the air out of it over here, and then we'll get any excess oil out. Now, because we already had a little bit of oil inside of there to start out with, and we didn't, kind of just got a little bit of it out, but there's only a little tiny bit. They come shipped with just the tiniest bit of oil right there. So usually you don't even have to empty them out or anything like that to put in new oil. All right, so according to the instructions, you kind of fill this all, you compress it all the way, and you can see the oil's going to start coming out of there. There we go. Now you've got a little bit too much in there, so just kind of dab it out. It's going to make a mess, so be ready. And you want the oil just to the very top of the not the top of the entire shock, but just over the inside of the body, or the inside of the shaft right here, just to the top of the shaft right there, okay? Then lower the shaft, and you can see the oil level in here is about right there, so not quite to the top. All right, we'll grab one of our caps, screw the cap down, and it does have a little overflow hole right there. So we'll tighten it up, and we should just have a little bit of spring back right there. That's the way they are when you follow the instructions. So just enough spring back, a little bit of resistance there going up to the very top. All right, there we go. 2 down. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other 2 done. All right, next up we'll get the springs on here, which are kind of hard to see. Whoop. Go ahead and get those on there, get these the right direction. There we go. And they should slide down over the top here. Actually, they don't. Or do I have it backwards? I had it backwards. There we go. So make sure you get these in the right direction. All right, there we go. Yeah, these seem very light. I did put the preload all the way up at the top for all of them. So let me go ahead and get the other ones done. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my tires off over here, and we can access the shocks. Alright, so just getting the last tire and wheel off over here. So I have these in INJORA all brass wheels, and they're the ones that come with like a crap load of screws, and there's what 6 screws right there along the hub, and they look great and everything like that, but what happens is you can't really get in there to get the lug nut off. And so what I've started to do, and I'm going to do on this one right here, is just kind of put a couple of shims down inside of underneath the lug nut right here, and then even then I still have to turn the lug nut backwards so I can get in there and get it. So I'm going to do that while I've got these two tires off here on the rear. The front already had the two shims, that's why I've got the two little shims sitting over here. So just so I don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and drop those into there, and there you can see now. Just make sure I don't lose them before I put them on. Alright, now we can get over here and start working on getting the shocks off. So we'll start with the back right here. The Enduro, and you can kind of see there, hopefully. Granted, I got the ring in here, but we're a little bit taller, so it should give us a little bit extra articulation. All right. All right. So one thing to note: there are two different types of. I'm not quite sure what these are called, but the bushings, whatever you want to call it, that go into the top and the bottom of the shocks. The shock towers or arms here, this one's plastic, the top one is aluminum. So you've got two different types of bushings that go into there, and make sure you get the right one there. And you can tell that the one that has sort of a lip on the top and the bottom, they're going to go at the top of the shock through the aluminum, right? And they're going to get two of these little O-rings on either side. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. So yeah, just to note, put the back one on first, then you got to put this into the actual shock tower, and then put the second one in, because the O-ring will not, that's what captures it so that it doesn't fall out. Okay, so you do get a couple extra O-rings, and looks like you get a couple extra screws and everything else, because that's a good thing. And if you, one thing to note right here, if you wanted to have the INJORA logo, you know, sort of on the outside right here, you would have to turn that around, because the way I have that, the logo is going to be on the interior, so just take note of that. I really didn't pay attention, but like I've got one outside. Yeah, they can only have the one outside here, so I'm actually just going to change it just so I can have them all the same. All right, I'll get these in, and we'll take a look what it looks like once I get all four of them done. All right, got all four shocks on, and definitely noticed the extra, you know, 2 millimeters, a little bit, you know, when I had one shock on only one side, I could notice that it was a little bit lower. So let's go ahead and get the wheels on, and we'll see what this thing looks like in the final view here. Well, guys, that's interesting. I snapped the axle, whatever screw on there, which was weird because I didn't give it that much twist or anything like that. Well, back to the hobby shop. All right, whew, $13 later. 2 new rear drive shafts and some lock nuts. I swear I did not. You saw me. I didn't twist that much. And yeah, broke right off. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna film this because it's I'm just taking this thing off and sticking a new drive shaft in. But I'm gonna get a new drive shaft in there, and then we'll go take a look at the shocks. All right, guys, got the new drive shaft in right there, and you can see this one just broke right off. So let's go ahead and get the hex nut back on here. Okay, yeah, so I had to just kind of get it started since it's a new lock nut. It's going down nylon first, right? And just so it can reach in a little bit farther, and I can still reach the nut with my little tool right here. So that's why I was having a little bit of trouble right there. All right, just tighten it up without going too tight. All right, that looks good. And you can see now I gotta get those little tiny screws from the tires on there. Man, they are a pain in the butt here. I'm gonna get one started. It's the one thing I don't like about these rims. And I don't know if these are the older ones. Here, let me get it over here. Because I noticed they have other ones that don't have these. So I don't know which ones are newer, but so let me show you, kind of get you a close-up right here, and you can see what I mean. Yeah, you can see that one right there up on top. That one there, and we get 5 more all around there, and they stick up so that I could just barely, with those 2 shims, I could just get in there and get the lock nut, right? But if I didn't have the shims in there, I wouldn't be able to connect up. So that's why I do that. All right, let me get the rest of those in. All right, guys, there we go. And I do have it sprung pretty stiff there. We'll adjust that as we do a little bit of driving. But there you go, you can see, looking pretty nice. I'm going for the sort of black and silver look here, as you can tell. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know, it's raining outside, so I don't want to be running in the mud with it and everything. So that's it for now. At least we've got them on, and we got all our little parts and pieces fixed up that we broke, and we're ready. We'll do a test run in the next video. Take care.